People do the same thing for 25 years without eating or drinking. That is to collect the heads of demons. And today he finally collected the last head. Completed the legendary hidden mission. Got a chance to go back to the past. And the reason why he is so obsessed with the past. All because I want to see the deceased woman again. And to prevent the earth from becoming like this. With the arrival of a golden light. Wait until he comes to his senses. Only then did he realize that he had gone back to the past. And the next second, he couldn't wait to rush into his daughter's room. Looking at my sleeping daughter. At this moment, the man felt very thoughtful. The opening of the gates of hell, leading to countless monsters invading the world. And his daughter is also in the inner room, buried in the monster's mouth. That moment, it became an indelible memory in his life. Then I saw him walking out of the room. This moment, the emotions he had suppressed for a long time finally burst out. But he knew that this happiness would not last long. Because from the moment the gates of hell open, the world will cease to exist. And he was very doubtful about his ability. He can protect his destiny and at the same time, can you survive in the gates of hell? No, he shouldn't doubt himself like this. To protect my important daughter, he must do it. Even if you give your life. At the same time, I saw a few prompts coming from the front. You have acquired magic. Mastered the primary phantom technique. Open the eyes of the soul. Looking at the energy slowly gathering in my hands. Did returning not make the ability disappear? At this moment, his ability sent a reminder. There is a soul watching you. Could it be you? Elegant. Although, he doesn't know why his abilities haven't disappeared. I guess it's a benefit for returnees. And after 3 days, the gates of hell will open. Over there. Before anyone knew about the existence of the gates of hell. And there will be 8 people selected as Apocalypse. 85 stars, they are called the saviors of mankind. They grow faster than ordinary people. If we use the experience accumulated by men over the past 25 years, you can seize the advantage first. And access to many resources. The screen changes. The man came to an underground warehouse. Follow store instructions. He came to a place. But then he felt very strange. Because no one should be here. It seems like it caught you by surprise. But what brings you here? The man said he was here to buy something. Yasha, next second, I saw a giant hand suddenly attacking him. The powerful force instantly pressed him to the wall. Unable to move, as the fog slowly dissipates, he saw the figure of the monster suddenly appearing in front of him. Who are you? Then I heard the man murmuring. He heard that weathermen would be picked here. But at this moment, Yaksha looked confused. After all, the selection process is still going on. Of course, that's why I'm here. I have to replace them before the selection is over. At this moment, Yasha seemed to have remembered something. Immediately afterwards, the style of painting changed. It seems you are the one in the rumors. The returner who hunted more than 600,000 high-level demons. You don't think we don't know anything, do you? We know everything. You reversed time. But now you're done. It won't help even if you come back. Because of this place. It is a chessboard arranged by the upper class. If you mess up everything, it will only make them angrier. At the same time, I saw 3 daggers flying out at the same time. Pierced straight through Yaksha's arm. I wanted to just chop off your arm. But it seems that my body is still not used to it. Besides, it still lacks some runes and characteristics. Then he corrected Yaksha's description. Those guys don't get mad about it. After all, he can make a comeback. With their permission. Upon hearing this, Yaksha immediately launched an attack on him. But he slapped him with a big mouth. Stunned in place. You are really a stupid person. Returner means I've done my job. That is to say, I have killed more than 600,000 high-level demons. At the same time, I saw Yaksha immediately fell into fear. And the next second, his strength waned due to excessive fear. But that's what he wanted. Then he told him two things. Before the gates of hell open, as representatives of your race, you can't hurt humans. Because that's one of the rules. The second reason why I came here. I'm here for your package. And when the gates of hell open, don't think about killing me. Gyral, the second-ranked being in the Yaksha family. But he was very shocked. Why do you know my real name? Because we are very in tune with each other. Do you mean I obeyed you? At this moment, the man's sharp eyes struck. He was so frightened on the spot that he did not dare to say a word. Then he opened his package. The next second, many windows appeared in front of the man. As expected. Is this the store for the apocalypse? I saw a lot of rare equipment appearing in the store. But the price is very outrageous. Kill each monster as per. Only 1 gold coin can be obtained for calculation. A man should never buy anything in his life. At the same time, I saw that he took a fancy to a prop in the store. And signaled for Yaksha to give this thing to him. For a moment, the surroundings seemed to be still and quiet. What are you driving? What a joke, you didn't see it. Does the above need to reach a certain level of friendliness? Say it. The man immediately pulled out the dagger from her hand. Later, he even gave her 20 million yuan. But she has no interest in it. Because this kind of thing will be useless in 3 days. But the man told her that it was best to accept it. Because 2 years later, this will save your life on a dark night. Maybe you don't know. But I know these are valuable. And obviously, Yaksha is doubtful about the man's words. Believe it or not. Anyway, I hope that in 2 years, you won't regret your choice. Hearing this, Yaksha had no choice but to agree. Then he handed the scroll into the man's hands. With the man opening it. The next second the surrounding space burst apart. He's going to meet those guys. At the same time, a powerful breath came over instantly. Then all I saw was a huge eye. Suddenly appeared in front of him. What should he do now? In order to obtain the qualifications of the apocalypse. So the man went to the night space through the scroll. And Yaksha was very curious about this. Since you passed the return, I learned that I can steal the qualifications of the apocalypse. So what should the original apocalypse do? You should know who he is, right? Now you have taken away the favor that should have belonged to him. Don't you feel guilty? The man at this moment was deep in thought. Choi Haiju, known as the whale of a ghost. He is a unique existence in 85's heart. Able to lead many undead monsters. He even has immortality himself. He and Alec among the 85 stars are called the strongest. But for the world, he's just a nuisance. Because he is a madman. After all, the conditions for summoning undead monsters. It requires the human body as the basis. And in order to create the strongest monster. So he chose to use living people for experiments. At this moment, Yaksha reminds the man. No matter how strong you were before, you are just an ordinary guy now. So be careful in everything. But do you know whose door you walked into? Of course, after all, that guy has been tortured for 58 years. At the same time, prompt from ahead. You have entered the realm of the 7 serpents. And the king of the 7 snakes was very angry. Why did Yaksha lead a human here? And he is not the one he chose as the apocalypse. At this moment, The man beside him murmured that he didn't choose me. Will be the reason for your failure. When I heard this, I saw a huge eye suddenly appeared in front of him. And Yasha on the side quickly shouted to Master Seven Snakes. That guy is the returner. He killed more than 600,000 high-level demons. It turns out you are the guy who turned our situation upside down. You are not qualified to be in Apocalypse. Then why don't you confirm it yourself? I will do better than Choi Huaiju. As the Lord of the Seven Snakes suddenly opened his eyes. The next second the man faced his trial. I saw the scene where my daughter died appear in front of him again. Then it was repeated over and over again. Just when he couldn't hold on any longer, the appearance of a pair of hands brought him back to reality in time. Will you be my follower? The man denies this. Then I saw him step forward with a lunge. He cut his eyes with a knife on the spot. I'm not your follower. At this moment, the Lord of the Seven Snakes was very shocked. Why is this power in you? Looks like he has a high status. Doesn't mean knowing everything. This power proves my return from hell. Maybe this is a reward for me. At the same time, with him snapping his fingers. Next second, earth-shaking changes took place around the man. I want to know why you have my power. The one you choose. Choi Huaiju, I inherited your power from him. This is so interesting. I didn't expect that the returnee would be my subordinate. It seems you are indeed qualified to talk to me. The mission to kill more than 600,000 high-level demons. Such a mission does exist. The one who posted him may have been the observer of the sun and moon. Although he thinks it is a boring thing. But he didn't expect that the man actually completed this task. And came to him. But it's a pity. I have already decided on the candidate for the Apocalypse. No one can change. It seems you overlooked one thing. Don't you know what a returner means? This means I am the only one who survives to the end. Those who were blessed by the revelation. They all died in front of me. I'm not here to pray for the position of the revealed one. I'm here to give you a chance. It doesn't matter if you don't choose me. I will bring victory to others in high places. And the one you choose will be my first goal. Are you threatening me? Don't forget that I can kill you easily. Of course you can also choose to do this. But you will become the enemy of those in high positions. And have a worse starting line. Only choose me. Only then can you win this damn game. I know your rules very well. Those in high positions cannot treat me as an enemy. When the gates of hell open, I survived to the end without knowing anything. And this time, I will definitely survive. From then on, the Lord of the Seven Snakes immediately became interested. Immediately afterwards, he summoned the Huawei Pearl here. Then he was killed on the spot. I will choose you. Be my Apocalypse. Next second, a huge magic circle instantly unfolded from under his feet. Then a prompt came from the front. You have become the revealer of the Lord of the Seven Serpents. Privileges of the Apocalypse. Moved to the warehouse of the Lord of the Seven Serpents. This is really great. At this moment, he followed the Lord of the Seven Snakes to his warehouse. And he said, nowadays, men can only enter the same family. So take whatever you want. After all, when the carnival begins, the Apocalypse are going to lead the people. Those days were like hell. Is this actually a carnival for you? Not you, but Joel. Later, under the leadership of the Lord of the Seven Snakes, the man slowly entered the same door. At this moment, Yaksha beside him felt a sense of fear. Because that guy actually dared to talk back to Master Seven Snakes. The screen changes. With the opening of the same door, the man also returned here smoothly. A moment later, the two slowly walked out of the different space. At this moment, Yasha was very curious. What happened after the man went in? Then I saw the man spread his palms and started to show. He got some equipment. Then a helmet suddenly appeared in front of him. Legendary equipment. Lord Leoric's helm. Wear it and you will gain great power. But you must pay the due price for your arrogance. When the living use him, will be sucked dry of life. And when the king uses him, will be given great power. At this moment, Yasha on the side looked very surprised. Because this kind of thing is of no use to him at all. At the same time, I saw the man motioning to Yaksha to open his package. After all, just now, man gets 100,000 demon heads. Did Lord Joel, Lord of the Seven Snakes, give it to you? Men affirm this. But don't you have to pay the price? Not required. Because Joel is worried about me becoming someone else's weatherman. So I gave me the investment of 100,000 devils. But at the same time he gave me a task. Red Wax Legend level quest. Incarnation of the Seven Snakes. The man at this moment is Yasha, who takes out the sword he can use. At least it's rare. After a lot of searching, Yasha found 2 rare level swords. But it seems both swords have curses on them. But in the end the man still chose one of them. And replaced the remaining head with a fanny pack. At this moment, even Yaksha feels it's great to be friends with men. A moment later, the two walked out of the underground warehouse. Just when he thought the man was going to hunt the devil. The man said he was going to pick up his daughter. After all, it's time for school to end. In the next 2 days, both the man and his daughter left many wonderful memories. Soon, time has come for the day when the gates of hell will open. Will the end come today? Men affirm this. But he was very surprised. I didn't expect that my daughter would believe what he said. Of course, after all, I've always been on your side. The screen changes. They came to a destination. And met the man's former comrade Minxu. But didn't fate come along? The man said he was sleeping in the car. After all, it's a long way to go. Must have worn him out. Then the man said straight to the point. I choose to see you here. There is a reason. What if I told you the end of the world is coming? Will you believe me? After hearing this, the star's style immediately changed. Stop joking. Did you come all this way to tell me a joke? I hope this is a joke too. Next second, I saw a violent fluctuation in the world. In an instant, the sky instantly turned into a gloomy dark green. When Minksun signaled the man to leave here as soon as possible. But he was stunned on the spot. Because men have already entered into combat preparations. It's time for me to take the stage next. At this moment, I saw countless goblins starting to invade the human world crazily. Even the stars on the side. They all signaled the man to escape from here as soon as possible. But the man looked calm. Star, let us survive together this time. Immediately afterwards I saw the knife falling from his hand. Kill the goblin in front of you instantly on the spot. Then he signaled Minksun to bring his daughter. My daughter's safety is entrusted to you. Of course it will fulfill its mission. At the same time, a giant eye suddenly opened in the sky. The next second, I saw countless goblins falling from the sky. People were so frightened that they fled in all directions. At this moment, he suddenly remembered Joel's sword. You are the one in charge of the undead. So don't try to save others. Be a selfish person. This is the path that those who are 7 snakes and heavenly 7 must take. No matter what you do. You can't even take off the label of hypocrite on you. And he knows that he needs strength very much now. Even if one day you meet the fate of a hypocrite. He doesn't care either. Then he started singing. Heroic spirits who protect the country with incomparable power. Stand up. Next second, I saw countless red lights flying towards the man, then slowly condensed on him. With his shout, the Eye of the Soul has been upgraded to level 2. The magic of Phantom has been upgraded to level 2. Currently 3 undead can be summoned. Subsequently, he saw 3 figures slowly appearing in front of him. Immediately afterwards, the man put on legendary helmets for them. The star on the other side is fighting alone at the moment, facing the endless stream of goblins in front of you. Even he was surprised. And at this time, a goblin rushed towards him. But the next second, I saw a figure flashing past. Wait until he comes to his senses. The goblin in front of me had already been killed on the spot, and he was very curious. What the hell is going on with these guys? But the man said he would explain later. Then he handed the sword in his hand to him. There are many goblins around. Can I trust you? Heart of Kendo Choi Myung-hoon. Although he had promised his master that he would never hold a sword again. But there is no other way now. And the moment he touched the sword, I saw a red light filling the sword body. At the same time, seeing a child in danger of his life. Next second, the star killed the goblin on the spot with a single slash. Then he threw himself into the battle. And men cannot show their strength publicly, so the job of protecting human beings can only be left to him. Before return, he is the leader of the armed guardians, Choi Myung-hoon, known as the Taishan sword, and men will help them from the shadows. After a long battle, Ming-sun finally killed the last monster. Then he sat on the ground exhausted. Everything should be settled by now, right? But the movement on the side attracted the attention of the 2 people. Is it finally your turn? Singing and dancing Cloud Warrior. Next second, I saw him suddenly swinging a knife towards Ming-sun. Although Ming-sun reluctantly resisted on the steps, but powerful force, still, it was instantly knocked away dozens of meters away. Can be followed. The goblin warrior actually turned around and walked forward. What happened to that guy? Maybe their target will be the shrine. The goblins plan to use the shrine as their base. If you can't stop them, their quantity will grow at a crazy rate. How dare you do this to a shrine? Did it kill? Goblin warrior. It's all over. The man denies this. To stop their plan, you must kill the world boss, King Tabrin. We have to get rid of that guy. But compared to warriors, he seems very fragile. Why do goblin warriors follow him? There is a reason. Because he can use magic. And next, let's start by killing the goblin warriors. Future. There are many things that will surprise you, so you must be mentally prepared. The screen changes. I saw the man suddenly throw a short knife. Then he hit the goblin directly in the eye. Just when the goblins were attacking blindly, the man had already flashed in front of him. Next second, I saw him take out 2 poisonous needles from his pocket. Then he stabbed it into the monster's body. In an instant, the monster was suddenly attacked, caught off guard, with him shouting, "It's now." I saw a sharp thorn slashing towards the goblin, but it didn't hurt him at all. Then I heard a loud roar. The 2 of them were knocked several dozen meters away on the spot. This guy is really difficult to deal with. Looks like a quick fix is needed. At the same time, I saw the goblin attack with a horizontal stroke. The man leaned over to avoid it. Then he took out 3 poisonous needles from his pocket. Then he threw it towards the monster's heart. And the moment the poisonous needle hits the monster, I saw the monster suddenly collapse to the ground. It's time for me to take the stage next. The next second, Mingsun swung out a horizontal palm. Kill the monster on the spot. Then they should deal with the rest of the boss. But then the man realized something was wrong. Because the boss is not here. And just when he wanted to remind Mingsun. Next second, I saw the Goblin King aiming his magic at Lingzi. And at this critical moment, a figure instantly blocked the magic in front of him. But because the power is too strong, resulting in the undead being eliminated on the spot. Damn it, I can't last long. Now, there are still 2 undead souls that the man can use. At the same time, I saw Mingsun waving a long sword. He was going to chop at the Goblin King. But the next second, it was instantly blocked by the magic shield it cast. Immediately afterwards, a powerful energy knocked him away on the spot. What the hell is that thing? That's a shield. Although it's not some advanced magic. But in this case it will be very troublesome. But how should we defeat it? Just use more powerful force. Just destroy it. But in this case, can we still do it? Of course men agree with this. Just give it to this sword. Then the man handed the sword to Mingsu. On this cursed sword, tie a soul. Anyway, you must never let go of the sword in your hand. With the opening of the eyes of the man's soul, the next second, a red light instantly enveloped the star. The Goblin King on the side seemed to be aware of the danger. Immediately afterwards I saw him give an order. All the goblins around. Then they launched attacks on them one after another. Faced with this sudden attack, the man decisively took out the Devil Hunter's silver blade. Then he threw it at them. The dagger thrown in an instant exploded on the spot. Then a raging fire broke out. I've bought enough time for you. The rest of the stardom is up to you. Next second, I saw him suddenly attack the Goblin King. Just a moment. He waved his sword and came to the Goblin King. See this? He immediately activated his magic shield to resist. But how could he possibly resist his overwhelming? The anger lasted for less than a moment. The shield cast by the Goblin King. Cracks began to appear. With his roar. While the shield was shattered, also took away the life of the Goblin King. It should be over now. And at this time, the sky slowly fades away from its color. Even the giant eye slowly closed. As the undead killed the last goblin, this battle finally comes to an end. Participation rewards will then begin to be distributed. All participants will be able to obtain. The participant who delivers the final blow to the boss receives special rewards. And only one person can obtain loot from defeated lords. Facing the many treasure boxes in front of you. Now is the time to allocate. I saw a lot of rare equipment in the treasure box. And the star also got a good piece of equipment. Goblin King's bracelet. Level 5 shield magic can be used 5 times a day. At this time, the green light emitted from the treasure chest on the side caught the man's attention. Goblin King's heart. Rare level items can increase the magic value of the magician. Although this is a good thing, but it's of no use to them. But next time you open the gate to hell, there will be an exchange. By then we will definitely be able to sell it at a good price. And at this time, the heart sends a message. Check around. Candidates with magical talents. Participants can trade with each other. But did this thing appear before the return? The man is very doubtful about this. And obviously he and the star don't have magical talents. So who is the person with the gift of magic? Then I saw a burst of blue light from my heart. start testing candidates with magic talents. The next second, I saw blue light flying straight ahead. But at this moment, the man acted very shocked. Then you detect a suitable object. The hostess has legendary magical talents. Even men didn't think of it. Fate actually has magical talent. After all, before returning, he died after the gates of hell opened. But the problem is, why is there growth potential behind the legendary level? This was something he had never seen before returning. Although this is a great thing. But this means that Fate's hands will be stained with blood. At this moment Minxu expressed his opinion. If you don't want to, there is no need for us to awaken his ability. After all, children should live happier than us. At the same time, I saw Fate immediately opened its hazy eyes. Immediately afterwards, I was shocked by everything in front of me. Is this what you call the end? Didn't we agree to face it together? Facing my daughter's loud questioning, the man at this moment just said he was very sorry. And at this time, a pair of small hands held Fate. Then he pointed to the side. It turns out that his mother died at the hands of a monster. Then Fate began to comfort him. And when he asked if he could take him away with him, but was rejected by the man because of the nearby shelter. It will be safer than traveling with them. You can leave him here. He will be scared. Just like you weren't with me when my mother died. Therefore, the man feels very guilty in his heart. And at this time, only Joel, Lord of the Seven Snakes. He is slowly walking towards the man. I've said it before. You shouldn't meddle in the affairs of living people. Everyone was shocked at this moment. And his reaction to the man's behavior in dealing with the Goblin King expressed praise. But because of the intervention of men, this caused the original direction of things to deviate. And the man's behavior caused dissatisfaction among those at the top. They object at Carnival. Pre-arrival man uses the power of the undead. I just used my power. Is this also wrong? Of course, it all starts with the Carnival after all. Because it destroys the balance. Man's ability to control souls. Ability to summon ancient spirits and heroes. But he said, now they are all grasshoppers on the same rope. So Joel should find a way to solve this problem. And Joel is here for this too. So he proposed a solution to the man. Since the man has absorbed several undead, then he should pay the price. Follow the principle of equivalent exchange. Joel said he wanted to use his life to resolve the matter. That child. You plan to keep him here anyway. Why don't you use him as compensation? When I heard about this fate, I immediately became furious. Next second, I saw him suddenly punch Joel. Who are you to decide the life and death of others? You hateful reptile. At the same time, I saw a burst of red energy heading towards him. They pushed him down on the wall and couldn't move. Even the man on the side who wanted to stop Joel. They were all shot away on the spot. Facing Minxun's attack, Xiao Yar also took it calmly. Less than a moment. Joel then beat everyone until they were unable to fight back. At this moment, I just heard him murmuring, your daughter has crossed the line. He should be given some color. Take a look. Do I want to end this with their lives? Is it that kid? Or the lives of these two people? It's up to you to make the choice. At this time, I saw the heart in the man's arms suddenly slipping. Then a green light burst out from it. Then it shined directly on the hostess. It seems everything is as expected. This guy. Did you see through the dorm girl's talent from the beginning? In order to bring out his talent. Did you create these situations? The man at this moment expressed great regret. Because he failed to protect his destiny. But fate says it's not his fault, because he always believed in his father. At this time, a figure appeared behind fate. Then the talent of fate was awakened, the essential mutation of magic. The next second, fate suddenly opened his eyes. Magic upgraded to perception magic. Then I saw magic slowly condensing in his hands. With his roar, a powerful energy struck Joel head on. But Joel just raised his hand and eliminated it all. But at this moment, he looked excited, because this is magic on a mythical level. Namgung, looks like you found a more interesting guy. After casting the magic, I saw fate collapsed on the ground exhausted. Perceiving magic requires a huge amount of magic power. This is for children who have just awakened their magic power. It is undoubtedly very strenuous. Then Joel stepped forward to help him, and the man on the side thought he was going to take action. So he immediately said that if you dare to attack him, I will never let you go. Calm down. I just want to help him. You need to thank your daughter. It seems that the higher UPS are interested in her. So they said they would no longer pursue the matter. But don't forget, now it's not just monsters that covet him, and those high-level people. And men think, as his superior, Joel won't sit idly by. Then I saw him throwing a red ball towards the man. This is after the Goblin Castle was built. Those high-level people originally wanted, give it as a reward for your next carnival. But it was taken away by Joel. As the god of contracts, he, being able to do this is the utmost kindness and righteousness. He will continue to pay attention, holding a man for her victory. Men must live until the end. Then she left here. The screen changes. Although fate's approach to sending children to shelters expressed dissatisfaction, but there was nothing she could do. After all, there is a powerful guy in the shelter, so there is no need to worry about fate. And they will go to the city center next, because another door to hell opens there. Want to prevent a bigger disaster from happening? They must obtain the rewards of the strategy copy. At the same time, I saw a goblin rushing toward the car, although they barely dodged it. But just when the man was about to get out of the car to find out what was going on, I saw a bow and arrow coming towards, hitting the goblin behind him directly. It turned out to be a bow and arrow shot by a boy. And the man is very curious. Did you kill all of these? Of course he was positive about it. And he said, want to go to the city center with a man and others. But was rejected by the man, because that kind of place, ordinary people simply cannot survive. And at this time, I saw him take out a purple crystal from his arms. Although he doesn't know what it is, but he can give them as reward. Just when Minksun was about to observe carefully, the man did snatch it away. This thing shouldn't be here right now.